it.
We are live.
We are.
What's your
Everybody in the chat, how's it going?
Hi.
We are live. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
What's your everybody in the chat, how's it going?
We are live.
I had YouTube on. I'm sorry. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to this amazing day. Thanks for being here to support Holly's Lore. And hey, Ron, how's it going? Hey, Razor, how's it going? Hey, Randy, PPR, how you doing? Especially Jax that's out there right now. So how are y'all doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Okay, can't complain.
How's everybody in the chat?
Yes. Hi, everybody in the chat. But yeah, it's been a crazy day, but you know, we all get there at the end. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean, it's one of those days where you know you just want to just be in bed because it was raining all day. So you know,
Oh, it's
Raining all day.
beautiful here.
well, I mean, it rained, but it didn't. You know, so can't complain. So yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about your channel?
What do you want to know?
Okay. Okay.
We do paranormal explorations and investigations, and I also do some research and compile some urban legends for each state. And they're on a channel, and we've started doing a little bit of like our family vlogs. We've been testing that out a little bit. So
Awesome.
that's what we do on our channel.
Nice. You guys doing awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's get started about saying what made you name your channel Holly's Lore.
Originally it was Holly's Exploration and Urban Legends 2 years ago when we started. And one of the things that was suggested to help channels kind of grow and is to have a short, easy to remember name. So I did some thinking, and we go and investigate like urban legends and haunted places, but mostly urban legends. And I do those stories now. I was like, well, we'll just do Holly's Lore because lore kind of falls into that category. So
Awesome. How do you guys pick y'all's locations?
It just depends. A lot of the places they already have like urban legends that are well known, and then we go by what we hear people talking about, like just little snippets here and there, and we're like, they're saying this about this place. Well, let's go check it out. Let's see if it's true. So
Awesome.
Be surprised what you hear from the locals from the area, and
friends and family. I mean, look at that one place your mom told us about, and we went, and because neither of us ever heard about it.
Yeah.
And it was pretty wild.
Wow. I mean, I bet you anything. Like, I mean, because I know you do a lot of like sort of like at like the bridges and everything else, and sort of like the woods, the wooded areas, and so on and so on. I bet you guys experienced a lot of paranormal activity or seen as well. Can you tell us what kind of stuff you guys see out there?
Well, we've seen a lot of different things.
yeah. I know here recently we're seeing a lot more like shadows, a lot more mist.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot more. Just I know my pictures have been catching more orbs lately.
Wow.
So,
Well, I heard orbs like people say that people say they catch like faces on there, or like legs or whatever, or they're different colors as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that,
I guess it depends. I mean, I guess you could say kind of skeptic when it comes to orbs. I know there are ones that are spirits, but I personally don't know how to tell the difference. Never really learned a whole lot about that. But I just think it's pretty wild, especially the real bright ones.
oh yeah,
I don't know. Still trying to learn about that. I haven't really done a whole lot about with them.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen where different colors mean different. And I'm not sure of the colors now, but there's a different color for like an evil.
Mhm.
A different color. I think it's white.
I don't remember
I'm
the
not-
colors.
like I
I looked
said, I'm
at when
not
we
sure,
first started, and that was the last of it.
But you have a color for like good spirits, and there's like just a neutral, like it's just someone there.
yeah. Have you guys like seen? Well, let's go first. Let's go. Let's talk about haunted roads. What kind of stuff have you experienced on like the highways and stuff?
Not really highways. We've never really investigated highways, but
Yeah.
Back roads, shadow figures,
Yeah.
voices
Yeah,
that you don't know where they're coming from. So, wild animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, Holly's on the road.
Yes, I know, right? When you think about it, like I mean, you never know if it's a spirit animal or it could be, just it could just be a residual haunting, of someone that died there, or they're just looking for help, and I mean, they might come to you one day, say, hey, can you help me cross over? Or if you know what you're doing though, but yeah. So I mean, you never know what you're gonna encounter at night. Let me ask you a question, because I know a lot of people say spirits happen. They can come to you in the day or the night.
Yeah.
I mean, at night is it more possible than the daytime?
No, if it's
haunted, it's haunted.
Yeah,
Day or night. Sometimes they seem to be more active at night, but it's definitely, if it's haunted, day or night. Definitely. I've found that out.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, because to me, like you said, it's haunted place. It's a haunted place. I mean, they're gonna come out whenever they want to.
Yeah.
Have you ever been scratched at a location?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
I have had what appeared to be like
Maybe-
rope burn on my neck from Sachs Bridge. It was before I was wearing my necklace and stuff. It was about 2 years ago. No, a year ago. It's been a year in November. So yeah, that was pretty wild. And then I got sick right after.
Ooh,
I couldn't get out of bed for a whole day.
wow.
I'm still up there for 3 days.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, so with the scratches, how did they feel when you're being scratched?
Burning. Well, at first it felt like a pinch, and then it started burning the whole side of my neck.
Oh wow, that's wild.
But originally it was like a pinch, and it was like 25 degrees out, so it was not a bug.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when I looked, I had a line all the way down.
Wow.
And it looked exactly like a rope burn.
Wow. I wonder if you're like standing at a place where someone died at,
Well, one of the stories with Sachs Bridge is that, well, some say it was Confederate soldiers that hung. Some say they were spies for one side or the other. I mean, just so I think it has something to do with that. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why a rope burn? They were hung.
Yeah.
One way or another, somebody was hung there.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy, like how you can actually like have that rope burn, like, and it's like showing them, say, hey, this is how I died. You know what I mean? Like, let me share this experience with you. And I'm knowing you don't want to, but I mean, it's gonna happen. No matter.
Well, I think there's something bad at Saxbridge too. I mean, all that energy, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think something, because that's what the first time we encountered it on the battlefields.
Yeah, I think there's something. The whole battlefields. There's something that rooms those.
And it's
battlefields.
attracted to it
Yep.
because of all the
death
sadness
yeah.
and death and the way everything happened.
Yeah, that's rough how they died, and it's sad because they're not. I mean, they are remembered, but they're actually not. If you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
I mean, their bodies have not been discovered. It's kind of hard on that one. So what do you guys think about Black Shadows? I know a lot of people say Black Shadows are evil and blah blah blah. So what do y'all think about that?
Oh, every time I've encountered it, it seemed pretty evil. And I know it scared the hell out of me. Especially the one time I saw one face on and down in the Pocomoke when I was walking out of the cemetery. I don't remember you were turning around looking at something, and one just stopped right in front of me.
Wow.
And just
Yeah, I don't feel they're necessarily evil.
oh, I don't know. That was the only face on encounter. I see shadow figures a lot. I don't know. I've never really. I don't know if we've actually communicated with one.
Yeah, I feel my opinion on it. My opinion on it is maybe the darker the shadow is, means the more power the spirit has to try to manifest to make itself known.
Okay.
I guess that's possible.
Yeah. Have y'all ever like okay, because I know you guys like you guys investigate bridges and stuff like that. Have you guys ever seen anything in the water like float by, like just like spirits, because I know a lot of people drowned in those lakes.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, not yet. I'm not saying it won't happen, but it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. A lot of people, they say they see like haunted cars, going by and everything else. Have y'all guys ever experienced that, or anybody else that y'all know?
I haven't. Not since we've been doing this. Well, even before, I've never experienced that. I don't know. Have you? A phantom car
or lights, or
I've seen phantom headlights.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, because that would, I think, if I would have seen something like that, and I'm sorry. How about haunted churches?
Yes, we went to. We've only been to one.
Hey, Carol.
Yeah, it was the first time. It wasn't so bad.
Yeah, the first time was more or less like an explorer. We didn't really have a whole lot.
Equipment. We had the spirit box, but I don't think we did one. I don't remember. It was one of our early ones.
Yeah, that was an early video.
But then you and I went back and we had that good experience there.
Yes.
It was a peaceful feeling when we left. We were supposed to go investigate again somewhere else that night, and neither of us felt any desire. We just wanted to keep that good feeling going for as long as possible. So we decided just go home.
I mean, it was like all the anxiety we had of worrying about videoing and just
life
the
in general.
stress, and it's like poof, it was all gone. It's like, you know what?
Wow.
We're not going to ruin this night. We're just gonna.
Yeah.
Exactly. I bet you guys seen like a lot of interesting stuff there left behind, like kind of crosses and stuff like that. Or
there were some hymnals there,
Yeah.
and flowers, and of course the piano was there. Because remember the first time?
Well, there was a
Sonny
piano
played
and
it.
an organ there.
Yeah, that's right. The organ was in the back, and the pews and their heaters.
I mean, and for the most part, the church was still in very good shape
wow.
for being abandoned.
Actually, I think they're working on renovating it now. The last time we went to go back to investigate it a little bit more, we couldn't get in because they had boarded up and it looked like they were cleaning up and fixing things and all. So that's good, because that was a cute little church. It was one of those little small little country churches out in the middle. Well, this was in the middle of the swamp, but yeah,
Yeah, it was in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, no. Swamp Thing. No, just kidding. Yeah, I like that movie. No. What's up, Killhead? How's it going? Sorry, guys. I'm not saying hi. Survivor Girl, how's it going?
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Everybody. Let's get into what's the how do you like when you enter a property? How do you set up? Like everybody has a checklist, when they go into a property with your equipment and stuff like that. How do you set up your equipment? How long does it take to set it up?
We usually have most of it together. I carry like extra batteries and salt and the little stuff in my bag. We have the camera pretty much ready to go. Just throw the batteries in and go. We kind of keep it together all the time. So quick at it.
Oh yeah, you gotta be
spending all that time putting our camera together, and I make sure everything's ready to roll before we even leave the house.
So, what type of equipment do you guys use in the investigation?
We got, of course, the video camera. We got the infrared lights now.
Yeah,
The K2 meter. I've used the SB7 spirit box. Of course, now we use the Necrophonic or the Portal app. Just started messing around, starting to learn to use the Ghost Tube app.
Now the phone that the Necrophonic app and the Portal app is on has no service to it. There is no service at all to it.
Yeah,
it is an old disconnected phone.
Well, no, I stopped using that one because we were getting bad things coming through.
This one doesn't have any service to it.
No, this other one doesn't. So, I don't know. It's just our preference. We feel that it's a little bit more accurate compared to using our own personal phone for it. Let's see, what else do we got?
Do you guys use trigger items?
We haven't done that yet. We haven't really done that.
We have some new little gadgets.
The cat balls.
And then the dowsing rods we haven't used yet.
I don't know how to use them.
Oh yeah, I heard those are amazing.
I don't know how to use them. I tried. Weird.
I've used them to locate water.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about. They could be used in buildings and, like you said, to find water or whatever's in the land. Right about that. I'm not sure, but yeah. So, what do you guys really think about the SOL apps on the Ghost Tube? What do you guys think about that? I mean, a lot of people say that you have to be focused on the tree for it to be mapped out as a human, like a little figure.
We haven't really used that part of the app. We use the other one that has the word bank and the magnet and the locator thing. I don't remember what all was on there, but we've used that. We used that once. I like that. That was pretty cool. I fiddled around with the other part of it, the SLS part, and I don't know. It seems like anything that even vaguely looks human shaped, it will map it out. Like I have spoons up beside in a container beside my stove, and it mapped that out as a person, a little person, but a person.
Yeah,
and it does it.
I wonder what's that. Even the expensive ones are like that. They just map out whatever's in front of you. Because
now, if I think if you have other evidence to go along with it, that possibly that's not. It is a spirit. Like if you get something, a word that comes through, a disembodied voice, your K2 is going off. Something other than just that figure.
Yeah, something to verify.
It very well could be a spirit.
Or it's reaching out to you, basically.
Yes.
Just like, hey, you know what I mean? Now that would creep me out. I would be like, okay, stay away from me, I mean, have you guys ever tried the flashlight method? Where you have 3 flashlights and you ask you questions like that?
No, we haven't tried that one yet.
No, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've seen that a few times.
How about like the laser lights, the matrix ones?
Oh yeah, that's the other. That's one of the
Yep.
things we got. Yes, we do have one of those. We tend to not use it outside because there's so much that can contaminate that. But if we're like in a house or or any kind of building,
Yeah.
try to use it when we can.
Okay,
So,
that's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
spirits going, past the lights and stuff. So,
yes, yes.
REM pods, you probably tried them before, right?
No, I've never tried one. I want to get one.
Yeah, I heard
That's on my list.
right.
In our arsenal.
Yes.
Right. I mean, a lot of people will try like the Phasma box or the MagCam or thermal imaging.
Yep.
I heard that's pretty cool. So,
That's another thing on our list. Thermal cam.
that's your question. Okay. Let's say you're an investigation, like at the church, let's say, or any building. Has your equipment ever malfunctioned on you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
It does that. I wouldn't say regularly, but when things intensify, our batteries tend to drain faster.
Yeah.
Had
Some-
the camera shut off
Yeah.
Yeah.
out of the blue.
Oh yeah, the cemetery. Well, we actually went through and did a whole investigation
Mhm.
and got back home, went to go put it on the laptop, had my intro and everything else was staticky for no reason.
Wow.
We went back the next weekend and we were able to film with the same exact camera, same exact SD card,
card.
everything the same. So that was pretty wild.
Maybe the spirit didn't want to be seen. You never know. Like,
Yeah, I don't think they did.
no,
I mean,
yeah.
one did fine, but then we went back again. We took Kevin with us
Yeah.
from AK Explorations. They went with us, and there was some sort of angry spirit there. So
Yeah.
he left.
Yeah. I refuse to go back into the area.
Hmm.
Have you guys ever felt like have you guys have you guys ever been attached? I mean, had attachment before by any spirit?
I don't know about an attachment, but I do feel like we've had something follow us.
Oh wow. How do you guys get rid of that? Like, I mean, because that's pretty weird. If like a spirit is following you guys.
We've been pretty lucky. All I have to do is like smudge the house, cleanse the house, and it tends to be okay. Everything seems to be okay.
Yeah.
So
Going back to the woods. I know there's some kind of people say that they see like weird lights in the woods, and it's like a lantern, sort of like, and it's like it's everywhere. Like it's like someone looking for something. Like, have you guys ever experienced like that and anything like that in the woods?
we've experienced lights, but we don't know if it actually came from a live human or a spirit. I mean, we were never able to determine either way. I mean, we've had our run-ins with live people too in the woods, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
spirit. Wow. How about like sort of like I know we were talking about earlier about faces in the trees and like trying to just trying to debunk that and say, no, that's just nothing. That's just like a long leaf. You know what I mean? That looks like a face. Have you guys ever experienced anything like that?
Not while I'm there. Now I have seen it, and I can't say for sure either way what it is.
But a lot of people say it's the trick of an eye. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
some
Sorry. go ahead.
some people really believe it is a spirit. Personally, I have no clue. I don't have an experience either way, so I'm open to everybody's ideas on that. I mean,
Right.
it is interesting to see that because I see it in pictures. I can pull them out all the time in pictures that I
Oh,
take.
Man.
I kind of like, I have no proof that this really is a spirit. I'm not going to present this, so to speak.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people do that. They go on Twitter, and it's amazing how they capture that, like by
Mhm.
just looking at a tree or looking at a piece of wood, or even the grass. I mean, it's amazing. And they have these people that they go with like weird numbers if they see it on at a gas station, or anything. They think, okay, what is this number all about, and such and such and such. I
Right.
think, like I say, it's just a trick of the eye sometimes.
It could be, yes. I'm not saying all the time, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm open.
Yeah, I'm up for anything too. I want to see like
I want to know. I mean, it's a good theory that it's not.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
cemeteries. Have you guys ever had any good communication with the spirits there?
What do you mean by good communication?
Sort of like through Ghost Tube, or necrophonic apps, or
We have some pretty good responses, I think.
Yeah.
We haven't been to too many cemeteries. We've been to the ones in the Pocomoke.
Catmans.
Yeah, Batman's. That was pretty good.
Mhm.
Well, the one cemetery in the Pocomoke was pretty good because we got Mammy, and that was an actual grave.
Yeah.
Her name is Mammy. And then up at Eilers Valley Chapel, we got about he said he was 15, and the tombstone said 14 and 9 months, and it gave his name.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've got some pretty good responses about locations we're at. I mean, pretty specific, especially at cemeteries, they can be.
exactly.
So, yeah.
Well, and then also at Eilers Valley, we got about the pastor or the preacher that
That refurbished the church.
refurbished the church.
Yes, got his name, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. What's up, Greg? Hi, everybody that's coming in.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
New.
All right. How about have you seen the shadow figures by graves or anything, or?
Not really by any grave,
Yeah.
not by any graves.
Yeah.
Like I said, majority of them are like they're trying to hide behind trees, or they're passing by.
Mm.
I just seen that one right outside of that one cemetery in the Pocomoke, the one we've gone to multiple times. That stood right in front of me.
Wow.
It was tall. It was huge.
Wow.
It shouldn't and then just vanished. By the time he got the camera around, it was gone.
What kind of feeling did you get from that? Like, I mean,
I was scared.
did your hair stand up on your arm or anything? Like that scared?
I think every hair on my body stood up.
Your hair is just like, whoa.
That's what it felt like. You get the prickly, tingly all in your head, and it's like, yeah.
I picture like a Weird Science. You know what I mean? Like that movie.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
No, I'm just like throwing in a joke once in a while. Yeah, that's crap. How about mausoleums? Like, are they more creepier than the graves out there? Because it's enclosed. It's enclosed in the air. It's an enclosed area.
We actually haven't investigated at a mausoleum.
I haven't.
No, not yet.
I think it's interesting. You know what I mean? Like to actually like go in there and feel the vibe.
Yeah.
Inside of it. I think that's pretty cool. So I'm Shrimp Shack. How's it going, Greg? How's your day? Have you guys ever experienced any phantom smells that you guys couldn't explain?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
At Crybaby Bridge, we got a random whiff of strawberries. And now, granted, this is in the middle of winter, so there's no strawberries growing anywhere. Where else? Where's the other? Other than the other night. Oh, gunpowder up at Gettysburg.
Gettysburg.
And then just recently, we got the smell of cigarette smoke. Like somebody was standing right beside us smoking a cigarette. Now, we just we just quit smoking. We're on vapes now. So it wasn't us. We're in the middle of a cemetery, in the middle of a field.
Right.
Where was it coming from? You didn't see the smoke, but you smelt it.
Exactly. Wow, that's amazing.
I'm
That's
still
amazing.
reviewing the footage. I asked on the spirit box if it was them, so I haven't listened back. That's tomorrow's job. That video will be out on Wednesday.
Wow. You know what I like to witness? Like, I mean, I know I'm always thinking about food, but like, let's say like you go into a haunted house that has been used. I mean, well, a house that hasn't been used for years and years, you know, and you smell food that's been cooking, but it's no longer there. It's phantom smell. Now
Yeah.
that right there would like kind of like throw me off a little bit. I would have. I mean, I think about like this. Like, I think about just the possibilities of everything. When you walk in to like even a new home, you know, I mean, it could be the land that, you know, that is causing this, you know, that's causing the residual hauntings and everything else.
Mhm.
Steps, you know, knocks on wood, knocks on the wall, and you know, of screams, you know, laughter, you know, because of course, like the environment records all that after all the years, you know, of people living there, and they
Mhm.
report the deaths too, especially, you know.
Yeah.
What do you think about residual hauntings?
I think they're pretty cool, actually.
I know, right?
The only one that I know was a residual haunting was up in Gettysburg, and that was just some random thing when we were driving by. I saw, like, I guess it was gunfire. I saw these flashes of orange
The muzzle
in the
flash.
middle of the fields. And this is the wintertime, so I don't know what it was. It was late at night. So I'm assuming that was part of the residual. So, but that, as far as I know, that's the only residual that I have experienced. I haven't been able to prove if anything else has been residual, actually.
Yeah.
That's the only one I can definitely pinpoint.
Yeah. I was watching Ghost Hunters one time, and I know, just, you know, you don't really trust whatever's Ghost Hunters do. But anyway, so they were investigating, right, in the
Mhm.
location. So that Ghost Hunter went home, like, so then they did an investigation where they caught something on video where they seen, or no, it wasn't that. I think it was a medium, psychic medium. They seen that same Ghost Hunter. He got frightened by something bad, that the house recorded it, knowing that he's still alive. But she's seen him, you know, like in a vision. I mean, that's kind of weird how that does that, even though he's alive, or, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a piece of yourself stays there.
Yeah. I guess it just depends on how high the energy is that you put off while you're in that location, too.
Yeah. Well, it's wild.
Or how much fear.
I'm sorry.
Energy.
Oh yeah.
You said how much fear? That's energy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, you know, you move to a new house and you hear like kids running up the stairs, and you don't have kids, little
Mhm.
kids. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's wild. I think I would have been freaked out. You know, I mean,
I'd be yelling up the steps, "Get your ass in bed, kids!"
or balls bouncing around when they're not there.
Yeah.
That's creepy. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I have. He's very much alive, and I'm here. I was home. The kids were at school. This was just recently, and I heard him cough. I was here alone, but he was coughing in here. He was at work, 2 hours away. So, I mean, I guess he left his coughing energy here.
Yeah. Or it was that bad that it recorded it.
Yeah.
Well, that's possible, because I had a really bad smoker's cough.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how the environment records that, you know, and especially a house that's just like, you know, a piece of wood records that, especially limestone, you know.
So I don't think it's the house. I think it's the land itself.
Yeah.
I don't think the houses I think all these spirits or everything is attached to the land around the houses, the land, the
You
the
think the
house,
land
the
absorbs
house
it?
or the building or whatever, or it's just a shelter for them to get into. I think everything is attached to the land because where do you get when you do pass on? Where do you go back to? You go back to the land. You turn back into dust.
Exactly. And yeah, I know what you mean by that. You know, like when you die, you know, like your body's given to the environment again. You know, but
Well, that's your spirit is
Energy.
your energy is wandering. It's like it's using the buildings or even the mausoleums or anything like that. It's using it as a shelter. It's all it is a shelter.
Why do spirits need shelters?
Why do you need a shelter?
Because
I
I'm
mean,
human. I'm alive, and
they
the weather affects me.
were human at one time, and they had a shelter. They had a home. They had. It's something that I think it's a memory to them that hey, I'm comfortable here.
Yeah,
I'm safe.
Some wander. I mean, have you guys ever thought like I mean, like some people like sort of like the Apache Indian, sort of like the Indian tribes and everything. They would they would give like a offering for the spirits, so they would calm the activity down. I mean, do you think that would work though on any property that you think is bad energy there, like in that area?
No, I think that would only work for native. I don't think it would just work for any spirit.
Okay,
Elemental.
yeah.
I've heard it works for elementals.
Elementals, but anything that's in the beliefs of the Native Americans, it would work for that.
Yeah.
Or help.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Help, maybe not.
Yeah.
Fix the issue. Help.
But we never know. I mean, we never know if what this land used to be. Like what kind of land my land used to be on or yours, you know? Well, man, I mean, there were so many ancestries that used to travel to our lands and died in it, you know, got married, had kids, you know, had their marriages, had everything. And when their souls pass on, they really so much want to be alive that they still roam the lands, wanting to be us again. So that's why they come to us, so we can help them out. Some that can feel them and see them, you know, and have experiences with them. I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, you know,
I think there's some like that too. Some that, for one reason or another, have unfinished business and can't cross over or are lost.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Yeah.
Or I mean, there was one time I woke up and I smell skunk, like right next to me, and you know, I call my mom over. Hey, you smell the skunk? She goes, no, and I can still smell the skunk, and I'm just, you know, like, I mean, it feels like my room was a burial ground. Feels like sometimes I could hear like tap, like scratch, like kind of like nails running across the floor. You know what I mean? And we never know. We never know what we're on.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It could be someone's grave, and they just remove the tombstone and forget it. They just left the body.
There's a lot of places like that happened.
Yeah, I came across working in construction. We were doing a job and came across the cemetery where they just removed the headstones and moved the headstones to the new location and they didn't dig up all the remains and move them. And when we were doing the excavation, we came across the burial plots.
Wow. Well, when you say it like that, I mean, I know that, I mean, it's like, if it's like some people they didn't worry about caskets. They just wrapped them up in the linen sheet and threw them in there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's kind of, you know, to me, you know, you always got to respect that. You know what I mean? That's a tradition you got to respect. But at the same time, you can't get every little bone of them, and that's kind of hard. You know, even though if you want to build a shopping mall or whatever store or whatever, I mean, I guess basically you just got to just dig it up by land and just, you know, I mean, what I don't get is, like, let's say they get the bones right and they're all scattered. You know what I mean? And you know, basically you don't know what to do with them because, you know, you don't know which family belongs to what. And that's the hardest part, is to get a hold of the family, but the family is no longer alive.
Right.
Well, the biggest thing, there was a lot of things done back then that they try not to do now. Like that situation, if you'd have took the headstone, you'd have excavated the whole area, and back then they didn't bury the bodies. They didn't bury them as deep as they do now.
Yeah, it used to be I think it was shallow grave though.
Most of them were 3 feet, and then they just tried to put a layer of something over top so nothing could dig through it.
Yeah, like rocks and stuff like that.
Yep.
Wow, that is wild, man. I mean, I don't think I would like to live back then, you know, and especially when the animals come and get your skin.
Yeah.
I hate to say, you know, your skin and stuff, you know. That's just, that's disrespectful. But animals don't think that, but yeah, you know. So let's change the subject. No, I know, whatever. Oh no, real quick. What do you think? Have you guys ever investigated like shopping malls or anything, abandoned shopping malls?
No, we haven't done that.
Oh, okay, cool. I think that's pretty awesome, you know. So what do you guys think about haunted dolls?
I think they're creepy.
Even though she collects them.
Well, I don't know for a fact that they're haunted. We're still trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah,
I know 2 of them.
What? Do you guys have any haunted dolls? Or?
Well, I don't, like I said, I don't know if they're haunted, but we have some.
Yeah, we haven't completely confirmed it yet, but I feel a presence in 2 of them.
What, those 2?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got them right here.
Can we see them?
They won't go. They're not allowed in the house. All the way up in the house.
Okay.
There they are. Turn them right. There they are.
Well, you need to get them close to the camera.
There we go.
Right there. Wow, look at that.
Yep.
Was it porcelain thing? Dolls?
They both are. Well,
Mm-hmm.
this one, her whole body feels porcelain. This one has a soft belly and legs.
Wow.
This one's kind of like I don't know, she's kind of gray looking.
How old do you think they are?
I have no clue. I wouldn't even know how to tell. On the foot?
It's probably on the foot itself.
Here, hold her.
Yeah.
I don't want her.
And then this one, she's actually cracked. She's got cracks in her face.
Oh wow. Have you ever guys like try to do spirit box on them? Like, oh man.
Yeah, we actually did a video not too long ago. Well, I have like 5 of them, 5 or 6.
I mentioned all the dolls, like you know. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, you know, like it could be a little girl that died, you know, and got attached to him, or I mean, well, I don't understand. It's like why they get attached to something like a haunted doll or, you know, a haunted car or something. Did that thing they used to love that very much, or are they scared to be judged by our maker?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. I don't know. It could be a child. It could be a grown person that was just very attached.
Yeah. I had one of my aunts. She was very attached to her dolls.
And that's the auction we got them from, where they took her stuff. So I don't know if they're his aunts or not. His mom swears they probably were. I don't know. because that's the same auction I went to, and I saw them, and I
Had to have them.
I had to have them.
Wow.
I was
Sorry.
drawn to them for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Wow. When that happens, like when you were like you have a closeness to them, like like you were. So, what is that feeling like? It's sort of like you were meant to have them dolls, or it was just something that you had in your past life. I'm not. Do you guys believe in past lives? I mean, before we started on that one.
I do. I do. I don't know. It was a strange feeling. Just there was a huge table full of all these different dolls, various ages, I guess. I mean,
There was probably $300 on that table.
yeah. And out of those $300 dolls, I picked those two, and then there was a couple others, but I was like, if I don't get them, I don't get them. But I had to have these three or two.
Those two, yeah.
So I don't know, just I can't even really explain how I felt.
Yeah.
But they one way or another they had to come home with us. So
Yeah. Have you guys ever had an experience of being somewhere but couldn't explain it? Sort of like like you go to like a museum, you're like, man, I've been here before, or a park, or anywhere.
Like an out of body.
Yeah,
yeah,
already.
like deja vu.
Deja vu.
Deja vu. Yeah, deja vu. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had many times throughout my life. I can't pinpoint now, but
Actually, the job site I'm working on right now, I have.
you feel like you've been there before.
Yeah, I feel like I've been there and doing exactly what I'm doing right now.
Working with your hands, like you've been there. You had a feeling of like all your life you always wanted to do that kind of job but back then it was more harder than it is now.
No, I'm saying like this specific job.
Yeah.
What I'm doing at this time, I've been there. I did the demolition of the job. I graded the for the footers for the new building.
Wow.
I've been here. I've done this.
Wow. I wonder. Can I ask you a question about that? I know that's not your department. On your job site. I wonder if they did history on that one, on that area, and I wonder if something used to stand there, and that would be amazing if you found out and you're like, oh my God, maybe that would be connected to you in some way. To just think about like that.
Yeah, I never thought about that, but like I said, I'm actually working in Ocean City right now.
Okay, cool.
So, in the section of Ocean City I'm working in is the peninsula. So I mean, you have the bay on one side, and then the ocean on the other side. I mean, but we did uncover some existing footers below the old building. So I'm sure something did stand there. Not sure what it was, whether it was a building or.
Well, it's always been a resort area for many, 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 many years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back in the 1800s, it was a resort area, so it could have been an old hotel or something.
Never know. Maybe you used to work at the hotel. Maybe, who knows? I mean, a lot of people say they had multiple, out of body experiences, or
But this isn't the first time this has happened with me. It's happened several other jobs.
Oh, no, that's amazing right there. It's actually, feel that way and just actually think that way too as well. So, I mean, it's just like me, my dreams come true. You know what I mean? Like, and when I'm there, I have deja vu and I think, oh, I remember that. I remember doing that, and I get it verified to be like, hey, that really happened. I get that all the time as well. Or my past life, my hands feel like they gotta be in dirt, like they gotta build something, and I feel like I gotta be out there, but now it's technology and some people do that kind of job and some people don't, but it feels like I have to live in the country sort of.
Mhm.
So I mean, I feel you on that one. I mean, it's just something we can't explain, you know. Have you guys ever been in a build, like let's say your house or something, and have you guys ever had the knocks, like 3 knocks? They always say it's the knock of the Trinity, sort of like.
Not 3 knocks.
Yeah, never 3 knocks. We've had like a knock, and it'll be a silence, and then a knock, or
We have that happen in our home. Not every night, but most nights.
then I've heard. Matter of fact, we were sitting eating dinner, and I swore somebody was knocking on the door.
Yeah. We were all in the dining room, but nobody was at the door.
Wow, that is
We
wild.
have some weird stuff go on in our home.
Wow. Do you guys see shadow? Well, I know you told me a couple things around the house. You know, do you guys? I know you heard your husband, cough and everything else, and such and such and such. But have you guys heard like screams or anything? Or
I've heard voices here inside the house. I've heard a female and I've heard a male. I don't recognize the voices, so
wow,
Hear people walking.
I can lay in bed and it sounds like somebody is dragging something across the hardwood floor sometimes.
Yep.
It's like real late at night. The kids are in bed. I get up to look and nobody's around. Nothing's moved. At least once a week, I get out of bed to go check out a noise.
wow, that is wild. I mean, yeah, I think
It's always been here since we moved in, so I don't think it's something we picked up.
wow.
See, I'm starting to think it may have something to do with me hurting my leg, because that was after we purchased this house, and come to find out the original owner, same knee, was
Same injury?
injured, same injury.
And then the one we bought it from.
The person we bought it from, same knee, same injury.
Wow.
So I don't know. It could be something with the land. Could be something with the house. Hopefully, we can figure it out.
Yeah, for real. I
I
see
mean, that's 3 people in a row. 3 guys in a row. Same injury.
I like to be nosy, but is that in the back of you? Is that an old furnace looking thingy in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Like, I mean, it must be an old home to have one
No,
of that.
I put that in.
Oh, you put that one in. Oh, okay.
I put that in. That was my grandparents.
Oh, wow.
So it's a 1950s. I think it's a 1957 model.
I don't know. When you guys moved into that house, did you guys find anything like maybe that could be someone else's that used to be there that passed away?
They haven't passed away, but yes, we found some very suspicious things.
What, if you don't mind me asking? Hey, Snowcone.
Tell them.
We found coins,
Not real. They were fake.
counterfeit coins.
Yeah, counterfeit.
And then come to find out that the person that was attached to them, we actually had the FBI came here
A couple
looking for them.
times. Yeah.
Wow.
And like I said, we came across them. Well, they're gone, long gone.
Yeah.
And then we was doing a remodel on the bathroom. When I took the wall out that the medicine cabinet was mounted in, there was a plastic container in there that had like little trinkets in it. Like somebody had put it in the wall.
Different little things. I don't remember what all was in there. It was a pin. Like one of those that you put on. What's the matter?
Like a brooch, sort of right?
Yeah, like a brooch. What's the matter?
Something just moved over
I guess we made them mad by talking about that.
there. Yeah.
They should have left it in the wall for us to find.
Right.
But we don't know if it was the previous owners or
The ones before that, or
if it was the original owners.
the ones that built it.
And when they try to remove it is when things happen to them.
Yeah.
So it was all put into a container and then buried in the wall because they did a remodel on the house. The people we purchased the house from did a semi remodel on the house, and
There's still a lot of questions. Some weird stuff. Like I said, finding all that stuff.
It's sort of like a safe, like sort of like, what do you call that? Keepsake.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I think I said it right, did I?
that's what it kind of reminded me of a little bit.
I kind of thought it was like what's it like a time capsule is what I kind of thought. Like, yeah, you take something and bury it, and then somebody comes along later and finds it. Hey, well, this is from this year.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I kind of took it as, and that's why I said, you know what, it wasn't really anything of value, so it was. But I do have it's still on the property, just not in the house.
Snowcone said, "Have you done any research on the place?"
I've done a little bit, not a whole lot. One of the houses that we have investigated, I don't think it's still on our channel, but it's an old late 1800s house. It is abandoned now. Their property was part of their property.
Yeah.
So,
in 1951, this lot was just kind of
50.
51 is when the house was built. But 1950 is they just kind of marked off to, hey, we're making this a lot. We're going to put a house here. So in 1951, the house was built.
But other than that, I haven't learned much on it.
It makes you. It makes me think like gangsters, sort of like, you know.
Yeah. That made me nervous. I mean, you have the FBI knocking on your door, and
yeah, weird.
I don't know who this person is. It's just sorry, made me nervous.
Yeah, it makes you think there's something that they are looking for.
Fishy went on, yeah, something fishy went on.
But the thing is, they were here first before we found the coins. It's like,
yeah,
they came, and then all of a sudden. We heard it like something dropped and hit the floor, and you're the one that found them. Holly goes down to the basement, and here,
all the coins, yeah,
she finds this bag of coins after we heard something drop.
Yeah, and we found that weird purse back by the railroad.
Oh yeah.
What?
It doesn't have it. When we first moved in, me and the girls would go around the woods and explore. We were checking everything out, and we would find old bottles and stuff like that. But then we came across an old purse. It looked like it was like late 70s, early 80s. There was some coins in there, little like trinket stuff. No ID, but there was a picture. From the looks of it, it was like. That's where I got the dating from, late 70s, early 80s, just the style of picture,
the clothing,
the clothing, the hairstyles, even though it was faded, you could still kind of make it out. No name. I have not yet found a name.
Wow.
It was a blue purse.
Yeah. Could belong to somebody that got lost or someone got kidnapped or something. Or...
It could be a lot of things.
It was right along the railroad tracks. It may have been someone that died on the railroad tracks.
Because the railroad at that time was still in
Active,
operation.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, and you think about it. I mean, I wonder if it's connected to the what do you call that? What they used to like railroad
Ground railroad?
Yeah. Underground railroad, yeah.
No. It wasn't old enough.
Yeah, that wasn't old enough for that.
Okay, that was just a thought. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just came across my head. I just asked. Hey, what's up, Ghost Hunters UK? How's it going? What do you guys think about mirrors? Do you think it's the gateway to another spiritual world?
Never really thought about them. No.
Yeah,
I don't have any experience or anything with them. I've heard that.
Yeah.
It's an interesting theory. I've never tested it.
I mean, it could be possible.
Because I've seen some shows where just like you're like a spirit stuck in. I mean, spirit is stuck in the mirror, you know, or you know, it's a portal to the world, and I'm into the, you know, spiritual world. So I mean, like, it makes you think. Like, I mean, could you be trapped in the mirror, or is it just an illusion out of someone else?
I've heard legend. While doing my legends, I've come across some like that. In Louisiana, what is it? The Myrtle, I think it's the Myrtles Plantation has
Plantation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
one. So, yeah, I've heard of it, never experienced it, but
Yeah,
it's possible.
and it makes me think that what he was saying. I had a grandparent who was who were janitors at a school one time, and a satchel of silver certificates cash was found in the wall. But you know how people back then, you know how people used to save their money? They didn't trust banks back then,
Yeah.
and they just put it in their mattress or in the wall. They're trying to save.
In your wall, they would bury it in their yard in mason jars.
Hey Neil,
They would do a lot of things. My grandfather, he would hide it in the barn.
wow. You know what I'm doing with the barn? Always makes me feel like it's gonna get burned down. You know what I mean? Like, cause all the hay and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
He thought it was safe there. He had, and that's where he had it, was in the hay mound, which there was a lot of snakes, and he would not let you kill a snake.
wow.
But there was a lot of snakes in the hay mound, and he would find a spot in the hay mound, stick his jars in there, and you figure, well, what's a snake? Ain't nobody gonna go after it.
Wow. I guess this is on. Wow. This is on like sort of like you can't touch it or else the snake's gonna bite your ass, you know? You know what I mean? Like, but what do you guys think about spirits? Do you think they can give you messages through your dreams?
Yes.
Have
Yeah,
you
I
ever
believe I haven't that I can recall. I mean, I really don't, but I think it is possible.
I've never had them pass on a message to me, but I do feel that if they're strong and their energy is strong enough, they can affect your dreams.
Well, demons can.
Yep. Wow.
Like I said, just depending on their energy, you could be having happy dreams of your childhood or of happy things in your life, that when you're in a bad situation, or say you're very stressed out at the moment or things like that, that could affect it. So you're having good dreams and kind of regenerate you.
Yeah, they can. Or they're trying to give you a message, you know. Or they're trying to like, I mean, it's like, you know, I catch myself talking to people in my dream and I'm thinking their legs hurting in the dream, and they're thinking, hey, you got to be careful the way you walk, or else you might, you know, step in the puddle, or you might step into a hole when, you know, while you're jogging or whatever, or house. I mean, that's happened to me before where, I mean, actually, I don't even know who this person is. I've never seen him in my life. He just said, hey, you got to be careful. You know, you're going to ride your bike and you're going to misstep the cycle, and you're going to hurt your foot. And it did kind of like, you know, hurt it. And I thought back like 6 months ago, and I thought, wait a minute, that really happened to me. Yeah, but that was when I was younger though. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, it's just a movie you see, or it's just stuff that you see everybody on a daily basis in the street, and you're like, and then you talk to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or in my dream, there's a car going down fast, and I'm in it, and the security guard helps me up. He's a black guy, and he goes, "Hey, come here, guy. I'm gonna help you out." Takes me downtown, and I don't even know. I see all these restaurants and everything else, and yeah, and I end up in a construction site somewhere, and I don't know what those dreams mean. I mean, I don't know. It's because I always wanted to see, like, always want to live downtown, but I couldn't. I don't know. I mean, maybe there are spirits. Maybe the people in the dreams are spirits that maybe once knew you in your past life, and they're just trying to guide you the right way. I mean,
that's a good theory. Yeah, that would be cool.
I guess in a way, I mean, I've seen my grandparents and spoke to my grandparents.
what did they say to you? I mean, no offense. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know if they're gone or not, but I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, they're going. They've been going since the 80s. So, and I was young when they passed away. But it's like my grandfather. I seen him standing at the foot of our bed, and he just told me he was there to protect the children. It's like, okay.
Wow.
And grandma, I mean, with her, well, that goes back to the different smells. She had a specific perfume that she wore,
Mm-hmm.
and I've smelled it in the house. Smelled it at our old house.
Mm-hmm.
I've smelled it here. But I didn't really speak to her, but I've seen her. I know she's there. She was never really a talker. She was more of the comforter. She would comfort you but she wasn't much of a talker.
Yeah. I mean, it makes you think. It makes you think, like, are we all gonna be earthbound when we pass? I mean, I know your wife says she's a spiritual person too. I don't know if you are or not, but what do you think in that aspect? You think that we're gonna be judged by God to go to heaven or hell?
Yeah, we will be judged.
Yeah, I believe that too. So let me ask you a question. Do you think God punished? I mean, not punished or is he trying to show, like, let's say someone passed away and God said, you know what, I'm going to punish you, but I'm going to open your eyes, so when I send you to a new body, you're going to do better. Like, so he's sending us back to earthbound so that spirit can appreciate life.
I think my opinion on it, is the day of resurrection. I mean, the day of judgment isn't here yet.
Yeah.
So the people that, like the spirits that are still here or things that are still here, are here because they chose not to go to the light until and like I said, I know a lot of people don't believe in it, but until our Father comes to collect us. I think they're just kind of wandering, like they're scared to go to the light. They're not sure what's on the other side of the light. Mm-hmm. So they just stay here. But there may be some that he has said, okay, like you said,
plans for.
He doesn't punish. He will not punish.
No, he doesn't.
He's just, you need to go back here and think about what you've done wrong in your past.
Agree.
So, and then
I'm sorry. It's sort of like karma. You know what I mean? Like, I made a topic about karma. Like, it's sort of like, we all do crazy things in life, and like when we pass, we're reborn until we get it right, and then we go on to the next stage if we get it right. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's what I think about that. I mean, I don't know. We probably won't know until we're there, I mean.
Yeah.
I know. Sorry, guys, we're talking about religion, but I mean, I always think like that's the paranormal side. Like heaven, is paranormal. I mean, hell's paranormal. I mean, you see all these people. These people's testimonies that God shows them hell, and then heaven or hell, and He says, and maybe that's what He's doing with the spirits. Maybe He's saying, you know what, I'm going to send you back to earth, so you can be reborn again. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just trying to think it through.
I've thought that too. For every person that passes on,
Mm-hmm.
a new was born.
Yeah, it's true.
So the person that passes on, maybe that is they're one of the rebirth.
Yeah.
Like I said, until the day of judgment. I mean, it could be we're like, quote unquote, a Groundhog Day.
Yeah, Groundhog Day. I agree.
Your old body passes on. You come in with your body.
Yeah.
Well, how do you explain spirits?
I'm sorry.
And like he said, they could be. Well, she said, "How do you explain spirits?" They could be the ones that, like you, they are being prejudged.
Prejudged.
They're not. He's not allowing them to be reborn. So they could be trapped in this area, being punished, more or less, but without being punished.
So what do you think about? Oh man, okay. Do you think hell is a black void? Then, do you think? Let's see. Okay, going back to being judged. Okay, does God just say, you know what, you were not right, and I mean, it's not fair, but I mean, it happens where you never know. You might be thrown in the black void and you can't kind of get out of it, unless you think about what you did. But isn't hell forever? I heard.
Yes, that's what I've heard.
Yep.
But I think I don't think hell is a specific place per se. I think it's what would torture that each individual person. It's not all the same for everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I know there's stages. I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't read the Bible for ages. I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm just like,
I'm not either.
You know what I mean. Ghost Hunter UK said hell is here on earth. For some people, for some spirits, some spirits are here so they can learn. I don't know everything, guys. I'm just saying. I think like everything.
It's all theory because we don't know.
We don't.
I mean, they could be sent back here to make right what they did wrong.
Well, maybe
they're here,
or maybe there, or maybe there are what do you call it? Or maybe there are past lives. Past person life, you know what I mean? Their past person life, and they're looking at us through a mirror, and they're thinking, "Dude, you need to stay on the right road because you're gonna end up like me." You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah. That's why that's kind of what I meant by they're trying to right a wrong. That he gave them the option to come back. Hey, you come back and help this person correct their life.
Yeah,
I will allow you to pass on.
Exactly. Whiteworth said, "Do you believe in purgatory?"
Yeah. I don't know.
It's kind of.
I know.
For an
Just like everybody thinks on my channel, just like, hey, they ask these questions. To be honest, I don't know about that. I mean, White Wolf.
Yeah.
I don't have a question for you. Sorry, buddy. How I'll just say Ghost Hunters. Ghost Hunters UK said, do you think us humans were put here for an experiment?
I know it feels like it sometimes.
It does. It's just like, hey, do I want a burger or do I want a salad?
I want birds.
You know what I mean? Like it's just like I don't know. Gee, I don't know. To be honest, it makes me think because going back to like the government and everything, like it's like the government knows how to control the weather. The government knows how to do this. Could they control our could they control our minds? I mean, I don't know.
Only if you allow it.
Only if you allow it. But you think about all the shots they give us and everything. I'm just trying to, I talk about everything, but like,
Only if you allow it.
yeah, only if you allow it. But the shots, you know what I mean? I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Like I said, just even with the shots, only if you allow them to give you the shots.
Oh yeah, I don't do the shots. So everybody's all like, "Oh, you should do the shots." No, I'm not gonna do shots. Well, I'm not gonna talk about that here, but yeah. That's why I like asking these questions because it makes me think sometimes. Sometimes I just think crazy stuff and we're on live streams. I'm just like, I wonder if this could happen. I wonder if our souls could be stuck, in photos or mirrors or maybe in your window. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an imprint, sort of like, you know what I mean? It's just sort of like, in our environment. I mean, there's times where you see some shadows and you're like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like, because it's stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the corner of your eye. You're like, you know what I mean? What was that? It was a black shadow. I mean, it's sort of like that. I mean, sometimes I think about these things because it's interesting. It makes you think, Survivor Girl said, certain sounds can create bad vibes inside of us and literally makes us feel physically sick. Something to do with the vibrations.
Okay.
Thanks, Jason. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The military tried using tuning forks to torture people at one time.
What is that?
It was something they used to use to tune musical instruments, but they just had it. They designed them in a bigger scale. Like the vibrations would be like torture.
Wow.
It would hurt. I guess it was so bad. With some people it ruptured their eardrums.
Ugh. It's sort of man. Wow.
I'm with wife. Well, let's do shots of whiskey.
Yeah.
Right. How does that work? What kind of whiskey do you like? Gosh,
Anything at this point.
I know, right?
With my ears.
Or you think about it, like, or they have them. I know that I know if there's any soldiers out there. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna bring this up. But like, it's sort of like super soldiers. I was gonna do a topic on it, but it was a little too graphic. Where they make all these fiber optic things, whatever, and they make it into a muscle. And it goes on and on about what goes on with the right limb and everything else, but it's not human. And they take a part of a human brain and they put it on the machine, and so the machine can think like a human and move like one, and that's what controls their fingers and arms. And they can run, they can talk like us. You know what I mean? Like, or they use it for war.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because when I came along from that, I was just like, when it was explaining that, I was just like, I don't know if I should do a topic like that. Because, there's, like I said, there's a lot of whoever's watching used to be in the army, and I didn't want to, offend anybody by that. But, it's real life, though. I mean, there's things that we haven't seen or heard from about. I know it's not about paranormal. I'm sorry, but what's up, Chill TV? How's it going?
RoboCop, yeah.
RoboCop, there you go. Right.
Yeah, they're
Terminator.
creating cyborg warriors.
Right. That would be awesome to see. I mean, they probably are making them. You never know. No.
Yeah,
I
think-
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, you wouldn't. So what do you guys think about crystals? Do you guys like crystals? Do you guys use them?
I have some for protection and all. I like it.
I like the
I don't
purple
know a lot about them.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, I don't know a whole lot about them. I just what I've had some of the viewers send us a bag to help us out. So I keep them with us all the time. It's quartz and amethyst and black obsidian, whatever. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about it, but you know what? I'm open if it'll help. I'm all for it.
I don't know. I think they're a bag of rocks.
Oh no, right? It's like, honey, I just brought you a bag of rocks. You don't got to today. No. It's like
Pretty.
I'll just color them for you. I mean, you might as well. It's cheap. Saves you money.
Yep.
I'm cheap. Like Grimble Glasgow scope. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know what to say that, but
Huh.
Chills TV said, "Our used crystals, are we Tarot cards? You spirit boxes. You need me as long as I do it. I will. Thank you, Chills TV. Have you guys? What do you guys think about levitation?
I've never seen it. I don't know.
Well, the reason why.
If
Sorry.
it can really happen or not. I mean, I don't know.
It's sort of like spirits. Let's go back to spirits. Okay, here's what I think. Okay, you know how spirits can make stuff move, right? Do you think they use telepathy?
Yeah.
I mean, because I know they can't use their fingers or anything. They use their energy. Like,
I think it's more they use telepathy. That's it.
You know, and it's wild.
That's how they get anything to move. Like you said, they can't use their hands. They're not really solid, so to speak, that we know of anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if it's crazy me thinking that like this, but I wonder if there's a human / spirit, sort of like, you know. Like, you know, I know it's weird. Sort of like, you know, like it's sort of like a cyborg, half human, half machine. You know what I mean? Like, could that be possible one day? No, I'm just being silly.
I don't think so.
I know, I'm just being silly there. Have you got? I was watching this video, right? And I know the EMF detectors they work on the electricity if the house is on it or anything. And I noticed this guy. I was watching his YouTube channel. And he was pointing at a rail. I didn't know about this. And it caused the EMF to go off, knowing that there was no electricity anywhere near him. It's like a metal rail.
I've seen that too, but I don't know how to explain that. Come on, honey. That's right up your alley.
Yeah, a metal rail, unless there was static electricity in it, you would have to create some sort of static in it.
Yeah.
Now, unless the rail, say it was like a ground rod that's drove into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're getting scientific here.
I talk about. I'm sorry.
There is energy in the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. So if you drive that rod in the ground far enough, what you're doing is creating a static electricity between the atmosphere and that ground rod. Okay. So you're creating an energy there. That would possibly set it off, just depending on the size of the rod. There's a whole lot of factors that would play into that.
Yeah, like the house, or like it's sort of like it's like if it's connected to the house and there's electricity in the house, but it's off, and it's sort of like connected to something. Like it's sort of connected to It's just like the little black the heating thing back there. Is it metal?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys got a detector, EMF detector on y'all? Maybe you could put it. Maybe you could put it to it and see what it does. I don't know if it's connected to any wiring or not. Just to prove it.
No wires at all.
Okay. Let's prove this. Let's prove it. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna put this on big screen.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. No.
How about the top? The top that goes to the wall.
Like,
Because that's what happened with this guy in the video. There was nothing. Nothing?
No.
Oh,
Nope.
wow. I just thought it was just a metal that was making it go off. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, guys. I really do.
well, that's why I say, have you ever heard of the Tesla generator?
I did. I do. Sorry, I did.
Okay, that's pretty much what I was trying to explain. That would cause, if the rod was actually grounded to the ground and the atmospheric energy was right, it would cause it to go off because it's creating a static electricity. But if it's a high enough energy, it would set the K2 off.
I agree.
Okay.
David says they can lower the vibrational level enough, especially when they're mad or become solid enough to move object or grab people.
Yeah.
I did a church with no electricity and the EMF was going wild. See, that is unexplainable. It's like let's say you're pointing at a wall. Whoa, no. You got to make sure the electricity's off in the house. Like by the power point, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And let's say you're pointing it at the wall, everything's off. Give it a couple of minutes. You got to give it some time for the whole power to go off. You point it and what's in front of it? Nothing, because it's a spirit. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's a spirit in front of you and everything's off. I mean, I don't know.
Now a church. Now a church. Now we can go back to the church.
Okay.
Honestly, I think because what is it? Phenomena Ghost Hunters
Mhm.
said they did a church with no electricity and the EMF meter went crazy. A church, you have a lot of positive energy there because of a lot of religious people there, a lot of good. There,
Most churches.
majority of the churches.
Mhm.
You have a lot of good energy there, and it's probably a very, very large abundance of good energy, which would cause it to go off like that.
Wow. That's wild.
Some metals can set EMF meter off too. Uh-oh. Plug it in.
It's like that plug it in. You know?
There we go.
Do you guys do any prayers before you guys start any spirit box or maybe go on a location?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. Before and after.
Okay, cool.
Sometime for a couple days after, depending on what happens.
Yep.
Right. No, the reason why I ask is because a lot of people use the Saint Michael. I mean, I think that's when you're going into a battle with the evil spirit. What kind of what's a good prayer you guys use?
I just use a general personal prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing specific.
I feel very calm with my parents, Gravestone. That's cool, White Wolf. And you know, I mean, I'm sorry, I'll let you guys answer because I never done a Gravestone before. Like, I mean, have you guys ever felt like that, or you guys ever felt kind of like a heavy spirit near Gravestone?
Mammy.
Mammies.
It just
Go
ahead.
Yeah,
She was your thing.
That one, we were actually leaving and I was being drawn back. I was trying to drive away and don't remember part of the trip driving away. And when I really came to, it's like it had me driving back in a circle back to the graveyard.
Mm.
But you felt her there. You felt her presence. You felt heavy.
Very, very strong presence.
Wow. Like what? Like with her presence, was it more like a loving kind, a protective kind? So like kind of like spirit, like energy.
No, I don't.
I wouldn't say a loving,
Oh.
but it didn't feel evil either. But it was like,
She wanted something from you.
yeah, it's like she either I don't know if she wanted help but she wanted something from me.
Spirit box said support. She wanted his support.
Yeah,
What that means, I don't know.
yeah. I don't know what you mean by that, man. I'm sorry.
You want spirit support? I mean, is that a thing?
Yeah, spirit support. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like spirits used to be human, and they want that support, but they don't know how to give it because, I mean, they're not alive. I don't know. God, what am I saying? It's sort of like they're passed on, but they're sort of like they're still, and they want that support, but they're giving it off in the wrong vibe. Sort of like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying it right now. I think sorry guys.
like, nah, I wouldn't say they're being selfish. It's like they're trying to, yeah, that.
I don't know.
Yeah, that no, I wouldn't say that. I know what you're trying to say, but I just can't.
You can't always say.
Yeah,
It's sort of like sometimes we give the spirits a voice, but
Yeah.
with that voice, it's kind of hard to understand what they're going through or what they're saying because sometimes they come muffled. I'm sort of like it's the feeling inside, how they make you feel. You know what I mean? Like it's your own experience. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But in a sort of like, I don't know, I can't explain it. Like man, it's. I mean, I know they always say don't spit on the grave or don't walk on the grave, or if you think you did, apologize. And
Right.
I seen this one where this guy spit on the grave and he died the next day or something like that or whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a story about that. I was just like, wow. I don't know if it's real or not. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I don't claim to know everything, guys. I don't know everything. I don't know anything because, I'm new. I'm figuring all this out right now. I'm just
We're still figuring things out too.
I know, right? I mean, like, it's just like if you're sitting here and all of a sudden your penny moves across your keyboard. I mean, like your computer, where your mouse pad is at, and you're like, how did that move? You know what I mean? And you find every logical explanation to be like, what just moved? Is my spirit guide doing that? Maybe showing me a message or a loved one? Like it makes you think.
Something like that happened today. Yeah.
And it upsets me sometimes knowing that I can't communicate with my loved one, or I can't communicate with my grandmother's trying to communicate with me. I can't communicate with that person because I don't have that gift. And I always say a gift because God always gives you a gift. You might see it. You might just see it once in your life. All you got to do is open up to it and accept that maybe someone's trying to send you a gift or a sign. Or maybe
You can always talk to your loved ones, whether you can hear them or not. Just talk to them.
Yeah, I agree.
Talk to anybody. If you feel there's a spirit in the house, just talk to them.
maybe
That's
just
what I used to do all the time before we started doing this and using equipment and stuff. Our children nicknamed our spirit Bob, and we used to talk with Bob all the time.
Mhm. Maybe that's just a sign that, like you said, the object moving. Maybe that's just a sign that they want you to console them,
Or just to let you know you're there.
Just speak to
They're
them and
there.
let them. Maybe you speaking to them just puts them at peace.
Exactly. Like one time I'm laying here and I hear my grandma saying, hey, and it was her. Like, It was
Yeah.
I'm just because she died last January, and
Sorry to hear about that.
no problem, man. It's. I mean, I haven't seen her when I was like 14, 15, but it's the voice that I used to remember her,
Mhm.
and like it's that's something that was sort of like very touching, really, because it meant a lot to me knowing that she's there with me. But why didn't she pass on? Is she there because she wants to guide me, or it's because she didn't pass on for a certain reason, or she's looking after the kids, or she's looking, or she's looking for a way.
She could just be here to console you.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
let you know she loves you, and maybe she's going to move on after that.
exactly.
I mean, that's like my grandparents. Like I said, seeing both of them, they're not around constantly. It's like they
come and go.
They come and go. It's like they go wherever they're at, and when things get tough or something like that, is when they appear.
Yeah.
And like I said, and Granddaddy, he was very big on protecting the kids, or protecting the whole family. He was very big on protecting the whole family.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, because I mean, that too. But
that, David.
Yeah, some spirits don't know they're dead. And yeah, exactly. I agree with that, David.
Yeah, they're calling us the weirdos.
I know, right? It makes you think like the spirits. Some spirits don't think they don't know they're dead, or they see us as the dead people. Sometimes, and then we see them as spirits. And in our view, it can be scary because some people have that gift where they just see the outline of the person, or they just see the darkness, or they can just see their face. They can see their clothes, or they can see, the love vibrating off of them, so they can show you that, you know what, I'm dead, but there's beauty out there,
Yeah.
So, okay, I think they already answered this one, but you can answer it again. What's your take on orbs?
I believe that some of them are. I have a hard time telling the difference between what is an orb, a spirit orb, or what is like moisture in the air. Dust I can usually figure out. Dust seems to be fairly simple, but I think like moisture in the air and spirits kind of sometimes look alike. I believe in them, but like I said, I don't know much about them.
So what appeared on his live stream earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the scariest place you guys ever visited or investigated?
For me, there's been only 3 places. 3 places that have really, truly scared me. It was Pocomoke Forest, a Honeycutt Farm, and Sachs Covered Bridge.
Wow. Can you tell me why that was the most more scariest place? What you experienced?
Well, at the Honeycutt Farm, there's a lot of poltergeist activity. I was scared of getting hurt physically. Sachs Bridge, I was physically hurt. I had that rope burn on my neck.
Tell me that, yeah.
And the Pocomoke. I don't know what it is about the Pocomoke. It scares me, but I always want to go back. It's kind of like CJ and his Honeycutt Farm. I want to go. I want to see what else is in there. I mean, the place is huge and has so much going on. I'm curious, but it's also very scary because a lot of I don't know what that experience with him. I thought we weren't going to make it home that night.
Wow.
Driving around in circles trying to get back to the like he was being drawn back to the cemetery, and then that's where I saw the big shadow figure, and
see that's
where we ran into that scary person, or that weird, not really scary, I guess, but it was at the time. But kind of weird person just standing by the tree in the middle of the forest after screaming. It just you don't know what that place is going to hold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, that would be the scariest place for me is the Pocomoke Forest.
Wow. Sounds creepy. Sounds like a place where, you know, where everyone goes to die. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever. I didn't mean to like that. I didn't mean like that, but it's true. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah.
is there any advice to any paranormal investigator you guys want to give any advice to them or to watch out for?
Just take the time and try to, I guess, kind of try to debunk
Yeah.
if you can. And be careful of people. It may not always be spirits. It may be an actual live person, and sometimes they can be worse.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know. Other than that, I don't know.
I know, right? But do you guys mind if I bring up a panel, or we can end this stream? It's y'all's interview. Because I know your husband's tired. Just got back from
Yeah,
work.
he's gonna have to go to work in the morning. So yeah, I think we better hop off for the night.
Well,
Thank you.
oh, you're welcome, and thank you. You know, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no
you coming.
problem. Anytime. It was fun. I had a good time.
Thank you. Well, guys, thanks for coming and supporting Holly's lore and her husband.
Thank you
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Thank you everybody in the chat.
And remember, guys, thank you for being a part of our journey and letting us be part of yours. And stay positive and stay strong out there. And God bless you. Have a good night.